He's a rational investor, dividend digester, saves some of his paycheck just like all his ancestors. Him looking for high yields? That's never the case. He's seeking 6% returns. Slow and steady wins the race. We pay our debts in our currency that might be unfurled if it's no longer the reserve currency of the world. Confidence in the dollar is permanent. Just ask any scholar. People are exchanging their dollars for dog money. Dog money? Dog money. Dog money. We trading it in for dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. I'm putting it all in dog money.
Alrighty people, welcome to Satoshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down. Today's day is Thursday, the 8th of July, 2021. Let's begin. Here we go, rock and roll. So starting from left to right, we've got Corecoin, Bcrash, Bitcoin, which is the original protocol, which makes it the real Bitcoin, the true Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin. And then we've got Amory's Fisher Price Cash on the end there. What a joke. So let's start off with Corecoin BTC. We'll just let Peter McCormack explain why we call it Corecoin.
Bitcoin is so different now from when Satoshi was here.
That's why it's not Bitcoin, it's Corecoin.
It's a completely different project.
Yep, the signatures on the chain have been segregated by Blockstream, who now centrally control the network because they're accountable to nobody, and they've turned Bitcoin from a commodity to a security, which crashed its fundamental value to zero.
It doesn't matter who Satoshi is anymore.
Yeah, not to you, because Satoshi's got nothing to do with Corecoin.
Even if Satoshi came back, I don't think he would just be immediately welcomed as having this God-given right to decide what happens with Bitcoin. I think he would have to earn his right back into the project,
which he would never want to do because it's absolutely fundamentally worthless and a complete waste of time.
Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
Are you sure about that, Pete? Because it didn't sound like it to me. Let's have that one more time.
Project Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
What, like it wasn't before? Did you even bother to read the white paper, Pete? Honestly, what a joke. This is what's happened. Bitcoin started at the Genesis block and its protocol has just simply continued. But as time has gone on, people have tried to change Bitcoin. But when you change it, you fundamentally change it from a commodity to a security by centralizing it. All that Blockstream did is they socially engineered control of the ticker symbol. But they've changed the protocol. They've changed the concept, which means it's fundamentally absolutely worthless. This is what no people get. This is what people just don't get. Same with Roger Ver. They added Schnorr signatures, which basically centralizes Bcrash under their control because there is nobody holding the anonymous developer to account, which means it has no fundamental value as a network. So Bitcoin just simply carried on. It now has the ticker symbol BSV. So we'll just let Tony Vaser explain to us why he is also utterly confused about SegWit.
Why do you think BTC is valuable?
It's valuable because it's the only unconfiscatable asset we have, and that is because that comes from its decentralization. I think Bitcoin is the only valuable crypto asset we have because of the nature of how it started in its first few years.
And when you say Bitcoin, you mean BTC, right?
Absolutely.
But are you aware that in 2017, they changed the rules so that BTC no longer follows the Bitcoin white paper?
That is not true at all.
The white paper says that there needs to be a chain of signatures.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not what we have anymore. That's how SegWit changed that.
Okay, but it's still Bitcoin.
Nice one, Tone. Dear, oh dear. Right, so let's have a word. Oh, well, and now we'll move on to Bcrash. Roger, tell us about your centralized project.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that, mate. And what do you say to all those multinational companies that say they need a regulatory compliant monetary system in order to conduct billions, if not trillions of dollars of global trade and international commerce on an annual basis?
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time, just go use your Visa card.
Yeah, well, that's going to work. So let's move on to Bitcoin. We'll have a quick chat with the creator. So Craig, just like in a nutshell, can you tell us your expectations of Bitcoin? I mean, we know you designed this absolutely for like a phenomenal system, but in terms of your expectation in price, which is a reflection of its value, which in turn is a reflection of its utility, what is it you want from Bitcoin?
I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
All right, mate. You know, when it comes to the bare bones and when you strip it all down, you know, is that it?
That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Well, I'm down for that. So just, let me help out and I'll stick my foot right in. Yes, indeed. So we got network nodes 1.5, transactions 52.9, amazing, more than 50% of the overall transactions on the entire network, and block size absolutely smashing it, 72.2. Oh yes, indeed. Right, let's just have a chat with Michael Saylor, because he never fails to pick me up, because I love his enthusiasm whenever he comes on the show. So Michael, can you tell us, what is it we should be looking for and expecting from Bitcoin, and what is it we want in terms of its network?
Big blocks.
I thought so. What size?
$100 million chunks.
Yeah. Whereabouts?
On the blockchain.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, let's have a look for these big blocks then. So Bitcoin. So do we look at 14 megabyte block, 14, 10, 12. And we've got all the others like 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Yeah, that's all right. Let's look at Amory's coin. Looks still struggling to get all his blocks over a kilobyte. What a joke that is. And a B Crash. Oh, look at this. 1. Is that 2? Oh, they've only got 2 blocks in the column today. 2 blocks over a megabyte. That is hilarious. Oh dear. And look at Core Coin. Look, cracks starting to appear. Look. Oh my goodness me. Look. Core Coin has only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks over a megabyte. Look at that. They're even struggling to fill all of their puny 1 megabyte blocks. Dear, I've never seen, or I think maybe once I've seen their chain looking that skinny, but that's really bad. You know, it's only going to get worse for them. Oh dear. Exciting times. That fraud can just move on. Alright, so this is hash rate. Hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Boom, there we go. Proof of work by network, Core Coin, B Crash, Fisher Price Cash will fall into their own footprints, because that's what Ponzi schemes do when they crash overnight. B Crash Bitcoin hash rate, who cares? B Crash Bitcoin proof of work, who cares? It is currently 12,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than any of these other alternative fake coins on the Bitcoin network, and it's currently 9.5% more profitable to mine on Core Coin. That shows you the competition for Bitcoin. Yes, indeed. So daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Let's have a look at this proportionally. There we go. Look at that Bitcoin. Absolutely smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Love that. Yes, we do. So daily Bitcoin transactions by network. Bitcoin winning. Transactions per block by network. Bitcoin winning. This is fees. This is fees in the block. So we'll monitor this. Will come with transaction volume. Fees, Satoshis in the block. Block reward ratio versus fees in the block. Again, percentages here. We'll monitor this with time. Daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network. Let's have a look at this with the numbers. Here we go. Right, let's just move this across a bit. Where are we today? 402 gigabytes today. God, it's like we're going up. Sometimes, we're going up by almost a gigabyte a day. Like half a gigabyte, 3/4 of a gigabyte every day. Loving that. Let's have a look at how far ahead we are. 45.38 gigabytes in front of Core Coin. Amazing. So let's have a look at global hash rate 7 days, global hash rate 24 hours. Should match Core Coin, all via BTC and Ampool, fighting out for first and second place. B Crash, what a joke that is. Look, via BTC and Antpool on there, macking it hard, completely wasting all their time, energy, and resources on that. That is absolutely hilarious. And let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Hathor turning up via BTC, wanting some, desperate for some. Good to see SV Pool on this, still maintaining a 4.1% hash rate on it. Good stuff. Yeah, so the reason, obviously, we want Tal and Hathor and SV Pool on there, because we're trying to squeeze all these shitcoin enterprises off the chain, because the only thing they know is price manipulation, because they are utter shitcoiners. Yes, they are. And Anne-Marie's Elementary Cash, yeah, good luck with that. Remember, Elementary Cash, Bcrash and Corecoin, these protocols have absolutely zero fundamental value. The only protocol that has any value is the genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV. So they will all be flooding into here sooner or later. It's going to be epic when it happens, literally a dam bursting. So let's have a look at the price manipulation by looking at the short positions over at Bitfinex. There we go. So let's have a look at where we start here. So short positions start, they're probably around like 89%, something like that. There we go. Yeah, around 89%. Where are we now? 92. What a joke. It always amuses me. And we'll have a core coin. There we go. Right, so short positions are all there. Yeah, so this was when obviously there was a short squeeze coming, but where are short positions? 8.2. Look at that. That's huge. 10%. Whoa. 10% short ratio on core coin. People are starting to lose faith in it. Maybe because they've seen all the, not even the blocks are being filled. Look at that. A 10% short ratio. That's huge. That is huge, exciting stuff, people. Again, that's why I love looking at the figures, because you can see the cracks emerging. Wow. Amazing. All right, and let's have a look at Bitcoin blocks live. So here we go. So for any newbies watching this, the vertical rectangular blocks at the top are the transactions being broadcast to the network and being recognized by the mining nodes. And the transactions is effectively confirmed the moment is recognized by more than 50% of the nodes on the network, which is instantly, because the Bitcoin network is an ultra small world Mandala network, which basically means that as the size of the network increases, the density of the links goes to zero, making it ultra small world and highly sparse respectively. It also means the network formulation can lead to an improved topology against malicious attacks. It is just a phenomenal network. I love Bitcoin. So once the transactions are recognized by more than 50% of the nodes on the network, which is instantly, they're then thrown into the memory pool, which is where they're competed for by miners and payment processors in order to create a block, place the transaction within a block, and then put the block on the blockchain, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin. So on this block here, which is 116 megabytes, in the highlighted rectangular box below, we've got the hash of the block height, who it was mined by, size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and the total fees of $97.72. And we'll let Laura Shin explain the significance of that in just a second. But let's look at charts quickly, see if there's any movers and shakers. No, it's all right. Always worth checking. Right, here we go. So let's have Laura Shin explain the significance of fees in the block.
So, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer one, because the number of layer one transactions is limited. And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer two. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
Over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If it is the world reserve currency, there will be very, very many layer one transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer 1 to replace the block reward when the time comes.
Absolutely, there won't be enough to replace the block reward when the time comes, because it's been purposely restricted to 4.6 transactions per second, 7 if all the stars align. What a joke. Do you honestly think 7 transactions a second were meant to economically sustain all of these miners? Look at these, it's a huge operations around the world. Absolutely staggering. Staggering. Look at that one. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely massive. 7 transactions a second. What a joke. And let's have a look at BitInfo charts. So where are we now? Oh, 12.3. Never mind. That's all right. But because we know Ethereum and XRP are absolutely worthless anyway. So we'll have a listen to David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, explaining that XRP is fundamentally worthless.
The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
Bullshit.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
Good question. How did Ripple end up with half the supply of XRP?
So the way its design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs.
Remind me to look up the economic theory of being up for grabs.
And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system, but it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Brilliant. Let's have that one more time, David.
The people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
And Ethereum, knowing that they couldn't store, they're knowing it couldn't scale.
It scales somewhat.
It hardly scales at all.
Plans or initial we knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
More like fail. Dear oh dear. Let's have a look at transactions on the log curve over 3 years. Yes, you can spot Bitcoin in the purple. Amazing. This is when it's got the protocol backed and it slipped out from underneath the clutches of those nefarious entities that wanted to prevent it from working and turn it into an illegal, unregulatory compliant monetary system, which is fundamentally worthless. Let's have a look at scaling test network. Alright, yeah, figure's still the same, always worth checking. Now let's listen to Shadows talking about Terranode.
We have run this across all 10 nodes, and I have actually seen volumes in excess of 100,000 per second. I wasn't quite brave enough to try that one today, live on stage. But there we have a real-life example of a Terranode that is able to scale. If I had more time, I would show you one that's actually running at a steady-state capacity and show that it actually can continue for a long period of time without any problems.
Amazing. And the disclaimer?
For reference, we don't think that the Bitcoin SV software would be able to handle a validation rate like that at this point in time.
And the time frame?
By the end of this month, we're hoping to actually have alpha versions of Terranode listening on the mainnet. They won't be trying to produce blocks. They'll just be listening and processing peer-to-peer messages. We'll also build, we have built scale testnets, global scale testnets for the Terranode specifically. We can't do this on the scaling testnet because we'll crush it.
Amazing.
Because we have proven that Terranode can scale, we've proven what Satoshi always said about Bitcoin. Bitcoin can and does scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve Moreline. All right, let's have a look at trends.cash. Abstracting by money spent, TDXP absolutely macking it. Money button in second place. Abstracting by performed actions though. Run SV, crypto fights, and then Router SV and all that. Yep. Watch this space, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be fireworks when it starts to rock and roll. Yes, indeed. Crypto Quant, yeah, the exchanges have been cashing out. They've basically cashed out all of their liquidity because they know it's fundamentally worthless. And the printing of Tether has counteracted the selling of the BTC from the exchanges, which has caused a massive spike in the price and a huge bubble. It's not looking good. What's on chain? What is on chain? Estimated next block size 5.57 megabytes. Love it. Current memory pool usage 11 megabytes. Loving that. Joho's memory pool. Look at this. This is what a memory pool is meant to look like. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. That's it. What it's not meant to look like is BTC. Never fails to amuse. Look at that. What a joke. All over the shop. Absolute shambles. A total shambles. And we can see the effect that it's had on TX Street here. So we'll just have a word with Adam Back, the CEO of Blockstream, and his expectations of a payment network.
So, fee estimation in some cases is quite bad. If you're paying a friend, you can probably afford to wait 4 hours and not pay a priority fee.
Oh, shut up. Just shut up, honestly. So we've got, whoa, a median fee on CoolCoin, $1.42. What a joke that is. And on Ethereum, oh look, they got a transfer fee of $1.37 of Vitalik. How do you, what you got to say about that?
The internet of money should not cost 5 cents a transaction. It's kind of absurd.
Really? So you're saying it should cost $1.37 instead? What a joke. And our own issues with fiat currency. Dear oh dear, what do we know about excessive printing of such a thing?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
And that's exactly what's going on there. It's not looking good. Knowing that Bitcoin is the only thing that can save us. How are we feeling about it today? Coin Gecko, let's have a look. 65. Oh, that was like 88 yesterday. Never mind, that's alright. Being better than nothing. Let's have a look at Bitping. Here we go. Country's 51 money flow per hour, 72 cents per hour, and that is the Bitcoin network monitoring all the other networks around the globe, because the Bitcoin network is the only one that is up 24/7. Look at that. Love it. Love it. And the morning run volume, whoa, 16,472. Stay away from all this shit, people. Move fast and break stuff does not mean breaking the law. But BSV, look at that. We've got 376,497 purchases of it. Loving that. Market cap 2.5 billion. Alrighty. Price $136. Oh, that looks like pre in the top right, or top left of the screen frame is a little bit out of date, but let's just have a look on. Yeah, $36, 35 even on the depth chart here. So we've got 4.3 million asks versus 4.9 million bids. All right, yeah. Let's have a look on Bitfinex, Bitcoin versus USD. Oh, it's on the way down. Never mind. Let's look at CoolCoin versus USD. There we go. Oh yeah, sort of following each other. Trend there. And let's have a look at Bitcoin versus CoolCoin. There we are. Oh, Battle Royale. Hanging in there. But we know what's coming. Yes, indeed. Loving that. Alright, let's have a look at the entire CMC. Going to try and curb the bad language, but look at this. $32,000 for CoolCoin, down 6.8%. Where is Bitcoin? Down 5.5, $136. Yeah, and remember, none of these other digital pieces of crud have any fundamental value here. What a joke! The entire market is an absolute shambles. YouTube, 558 subscribers, 27 in the last 28 days. Lovely jubbly. And Streamality, going up, 293 followers, and made $1.20 on yesterday's video. Thank you very much. Patrick Thompson on a 1.2. That's now available on YouTube, so go watch that. Quite enjoyed that interview, yes indeed. And Twitch, so made $98.90. Try making that on Twitter. That's hilarious. And let's have a look at Twitch statistics on Acorn Stacks. Here we go. 105 new users. 105. It's been sort of in the high 30s and 20s in the last few days, but 105, that's more like it. Picking it up. Loving that. And a Ruthie's tweet, 965. There we go, now 966. Let's look at our man Satoshi. How is he doing? 79,700. Oh, it should be well over 80,000 by now, but that's all right. And stablecoin printer. All this Binance USD, True USD, Binance USD. Oh, look at that. There's no tether being printed. No tether, and it's... Look at that. There's not many. Oh, USDC, that was on June 28th. So not even Circle Coin has been printed in the last, like, 10 days. Good grief. I wonder what's going on. You know, stay tuned and we'll find out. It's all going to be in the figures. Right, 27 minutes. There we go. We're now up to date with everything. Hope you enjoyed the show. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.